This is CBN NewsWatch.
Thanks for joining us for CBN NewsWatch. I'm Mark Martin. Firefighters from around the world continue fighting a number of record-breaking fires in California. The blazes have claimed lives and torn through more than 1,000 homes. And today, the man charged with starting one of those fires is due in court. Jennifer Wishon has more.
In Southern California, planes roar over the Holy Fire. It's named for the town Holy Gym where it started, but for residents, it's of the devil.
This shouldn't be called the Holy Gym Fire. This should be called the Holy Hellfire.
It's driven at least 20,000 people from their homes, and today the man charged with starting it, Forrest Clark, is due in court. Before the blaze began, he reportedly sent an email that said, "This place will burn." As the Holy Fire rages, firefighters continue battling two others.
Mother Nature is undefeated.
The Mendocino fire, the largest in state history, is now 51% contained, but it's already burned an area the size of Los Angeles. And the Carr fire, which has killed 6 people, including 2 firefighters, and burned more than 1,000 homes, is now moving into remote forest lands, where drought conditions have officials worried the fire will grow. For the tens of thousands of Californians who've evacuated, the wait is torture.
I don't really know how I'm dealing with it yet because I just don't know. I don't think it's impacted me completely.
Whipping winds, record-breaking heat, and drought-plagued brush have combined to fuel the historic fires. Now a smoky haze hovers over much of the state, creating unsafe breathing conditions. And the months that are historically the most dangerous for fires have yet to come. Jennifer Wishon, CBN News.
The governor of Virginia has issued a state of emergency as thousands rally to mark the one-year anniversary of deadly protests in Charlottesville. This year, instead of marching in Charlottesville, the Unite the Right movement plans to demonstrate in the nation's capital. Amber Strong shows us what D.C. police and area churches are doing to keep the peace.
1 year after violence between white nationalists and counter-protesters rocked the college town of Charlottesville, Virginia, D.C. police are tightening their defenses, preparing for round 2.
I can assure you that the planning and coordination amongst MPD and our local and federal partners has been seamless.
The organizer of that Charlottesville Unite the Right rally has requested permission to gather here at Lafayette Park, right across from the White House this weekend. And counter-protesters like the Democratic Socialists of D.C., well, they plan to hit the streets too.
D.C. Police Chief Peter Newsham says while his department has a duty to preserve the right to free speech, it must also protect citizens.
The law allows for First Amendment assemblies of any kind. The law does not allow for injury to persons or destruction of property.
This week, D.C. Metro assured to CBN News they will work to keep the ralliers separate, a major factor leading to the violence in Charlottesville. They also tell us, quote, "Our Special Operations Division is equipped to handle demonstrations of any stature." And in Virginia, Governor Ralph Northam declaring a state of emergency in preparation for any demonstrations, particularly in Charlottesville. Meanwhile, standing on the side of peace, dozens of pastors who plan to gather in both places.
We're going to worship Jesus and then intercede for the peace of Charlottesville, but also for the peace of the nation.
Bishop Harry Jackson, who helped lead a prayer march after last year's deadly events, says a lot has happened since then, and Charlottesville churches are working to close the doors of division.
Jesus said in the last days that nation will rise up against nation, ethnic group against ethnic group. That's going to continue to happen. Racial hatred will happen and will be played out everywhere except where the church has risen strong as salt and light.
Here in Washington, members of the United Methodist Church will host a Sunday service on the National Mall. Reverend Dr. Stacy Cole told CBN News the event will be the exercise of MLK's observation that the church is called to be the conscience of a nation. In that spirit, we call people to come together and speak the truth in love.
Now, the organizer of that event tells us they expect more than 3,000 people from across denominations, an event they are calling United to Love. Amber Strong, CBN News, Washington.
Here's a look now at some of the other major headlines we're following in the CBN newsroom today. A dozen NFL preseason games kicked off Thursday night, and it included more national anthem protests. Several players took a knee, raised fists, or did not take to the field while the national anthem was played. The NFL said it won't be punishing the players who took part in the protests on Thursday. This as the league has tabled their new policy regarding conduct and punishment surrounding the anthem. Gaza's militants and Israel appear to be honoring a ceasefire that ended 2 days of intense violence. Israel's military said no rockets were fired from Gaza at Israel overnight, and they conducted no airstrikes. Israel and Hamas have come close to serious conflict in recent weeks after 4 months of violence along Gaza's border. 5 adults were arrested after authorities found 11 hungry children living in filth in a remote compound in New Mexico. 3 of the suspect adults were the children of a well-known imam in New York City, and 9 of the malnourished children were the imam's grandchildren. Siraj Wahaj says the allegations of child abuse against his son and 2 daughters are out of character. He said he hasn't had direct contact with them for 9 months and suggests a psychiatric disorder was to blame. Reports say the abused children at the compound were being trained to carry out school shootings. It is still under investigation. For more on these and other stories, visit cbnnews.com. Day after day, we see Christianity under attack in the United States. It's also taking on an ugly and personal tone. No one knows that more than Vice President Mike Pence, who became a target this week in a scathing opinion piece in the New York Times. CBN's Jenna Browder has the story from Washington.
Just months after The View's Joy Behar apologized for her demeaning remarks about the vice president's faith, an even more vicious attack by columnist Frank Bruni. The headline, Mike Pence, Holy Terror. In it, Bruni calls Pence self-infatuated, a bigot, and a liar. His argument, President Trump may be bad, but Vice President Pence would be even worse because of his deeply held and practiced religious beliefs. What is your response to this column in the New York Times?
It just shows you the never-ending attack on Christianity, Christians, and really people of faith by the liberals and their namesake, leader in the New York Times.
Mark Lauder, the vice president's former press secretary, has known Pence for more than 25 years.
They're attacking a man, a good man, and the vice president of the United States for primarily being a Christian and someone who believes.
The piece claims Pence is determined to, quote, mold the entire nation in the shape of his own faith, a regressive, repressive version of Christianity. Are Pence's views regressive and repressive?
No, absolutely not. He's worried about the success of our entire country and everyone in it.
Franklin Graham and other faith leaders quickly jumped to the defense. On Facebook, Graham wrote, quote, I am disappointed that the New York Times would stoop so low. I've never seen such hatred poured out against such a good man. Secretary of Energy Rick Perry also took a stand and says he's experienced the same kind of criticism.
Mike lives his life through his lens of faith. And again, I go back to, what part of the 10 Commandments, which one of those you don't like? And we argue in this country about a lot of different things.
So help me God.
Lauder says Pence meant those words, and Americans should want a leader who practices what he preaches.
That's the kind of leader we should aspire to want. And as long as we're focused on everyone's success, on everyone's well-being, and those words that are given to us in the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, that's where our focus should be for elected leaders, and that's what we have in Vice President Mike Pence.
In Washington, Jenna Browder, CBN News.
Prison reform took center stage during talks in New Jersey between President Trump and state leaders. Trump supports the First Step Act, which just passed the House and aims to give prison inmates a second chance and even help them get back into the workforce. Mississippi's governor joined the commander-in-chief and stressed the importance of prison ministry.
When we bring faith back into the prison system, prisoners have hope again.
The First Step Act is now being debated and modified in the Senate before going to a vote. Speaking from the Pentagon, Vice President Mike Pence called for America to assert its dominance in space. He made a direct appeal for a sixth military branch by the year 2020, the U.S. Space Force. Pence says it's needed to ensure America's dominance in space amid heightened completion and threats from China and Russia. The first step would be to create a U.S. Space Command by the end of the year, a new combatant command that would have dedicated resources, be led by a four-star general, a new Secretary of Space. The Pentagon will also begin pulling space experts from across the military and will set up a separate acquisitions office dedicated to buying satellites and developing new technology like lasers and other weapons.
The space environment has fundamentally changed in the last generation. What was once peaceful and uncontested is now crowded and adversarial. Today, other nations are seeking to disrupt our space-based systems and challenge American supremacy in space as never before.
He also said Moscow and Beijing are working to develop cutting-edge missile technology and other weapons that could be used in space. Any proposal to create a new service would require congressional action. Well, coming up, very few people have known what has been going on in the legal case against American evangelical pastor Andrew Brunson, who's being held in Turkey. But now we can bring you an inside look at his trial. We'll have that story right after this. Despite high-level negotiations between Turkish and U.S. officials in Washington this week, American pastor Andrew Brunson remains under house arrest in Turkey. He faces another hearing on espionage-related charges in October. Many call the proceedings a kangaroo court, and until now, Brunson's supporters have no idea what's happening. Jennifer Wishon brings us this first-hand account from inside the courtroom.
A courtroom designed to make Pastor Brunson feel defeated, bogus witnesses bribed by the prosecution, and the power of forgiveness. An eyewitness takes us inside Pastor Brunson's persecution in Turkey.
The court used to be like a basketball court or some sort of sports court that has been turned into a courtroom right next to a very large prison. And way up front, there are three judges on a raised dais, and very low is Pastor Andrew Brunson, witnesses for the prosecution, and Pastor Brunson's lawyer. There are over 500 chairs between him and the area where observers like me and his wife are allowed to seat.
Christina Arriaga of the U.S. Commission on International Religious Liberty attended Pastor Brunson's most recent hearing. Seated beside his wife Noreen, she watched in disbelief.
Because Pastor Brunson cannot see very well from far away, anytime he looks back towards his wife, she stands up and puts her hand over her heart so he knows he's not alone. Pastor Brunson sat there while he heard former church members, people probably that he baptized, people that he had tea with, testify against him. And the judge at one point turned to him around noontime and asked Andrew Brunson to speak for himself. And he said, "My faith teaches me to forgive, so I forgive those who just testified against me." There was a chill in the room. I know his wife, who was graceful and extremely strong, probably found it to be a natural answer, but I was stunned and moved to tears when he said that.
Why would his church members, people that he was intimate with, testify against him?
I imagine these people were under tremendous pressure to keep their jobs or feed their families. We don't know what kind of threats they were under.
Brunson has been transferred from prison to house arrest, but Arriaga fears that puts him at risk.
But he's in a terribly dangerous situation because the Brunsons are portrayed in the Turkish press as people who are against the state of Turkey, and I have great fears there's going to be an increase of incitement to violence against him, and no one will be able to stop a mob that tries to go and kill him.
Armed with sanctions and the power to withhold F-35 fighter jets Turkey wants to purchase, U.S. officials from the White House to Congress continue to pressure Turkey's President Recep Erdogan to release Brunson. His next hearing is October 12th. Jennifer Wishon, CBN News.
Up next, we'll turn to the lighter side with a first look at a new movie coming out here in America this week. It's called Dog Days. That story is coming up right after this. Thanks for staying with us. It's often said that a dog is man's best friend. That bond plays out on the big screen in the new film Dog Days. It hits theaters today, and our Studio 5 has this first look. Alrighty.
The human actors are outstanding and funny and wonderful.
You're being mean to me now. Now you're being mean to me, and I'm letting you stay in my house. You have to get away from me.
The dogs don't let the human actors upstage them. They're also fabulous.
Off of me.
You know, the dog doesn't want to sit, or it's late, and you know things are moving that you can't control. And I think like that was a new experience for me, and I think it made me better.
Oh my God, it definitely took a bit longer to like get the dog on set, make sure everything was ready, then have the dog on set, and then make sure they know what they're doing.
It's okay, girl. There is no reason to be nervous.
Hi.
Hey.
Dr. Mike.
Oh, I know. I serve you coffee across the street. Sometimes. I'm Tara.
Tara, right, yeah. Tara who serves me coffee.
That's
me. And I enjoy it every time. How are you? It's good to see you.
You too.
Wow, by the looks of this little lady, she's been on the street a long time.
Well, don't I relate?
To being on the street.
It was a joke.
The set was just fun and funny. There's just always a lot of laughter. I feel like people were really happy. Having dogs around kind of zens everyone out a little bit.
Reset, roll camera.
Guys, here we go. Take 3.
I love directing and I love being around actors, and so every day was sort of special. You know, what was nice about this particular movie is there's so many storylines and so many actors in it. Every day was a new surprise.
And that right girl.
Wow, so many kids out here.
All of my friends are having kids right now.
My whole family ask me all the time what the holdup is.
Yeah, what is the holdup? What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with me? What's wrong with you?
Comedian Bill Burr has a bit where he talks about he and his wife getting a dog, and she goes, "Bill, it seems like you love this dog more than me." And he goes, "Well, you're never wagging your tail when I come home." Like, this dog is happy to see me. You just sit on the couch waiting on me to come in there. And I think that's kind of what it is. It's like it's that moment of like the excitement of like reconnecting every day and every time you see.
You know how it is. So I think I'll give it another try.
It's hard to compete with a lady like Brandy.
This is still just a dog date, right?
Yes. Still just a dog date.
The truth is it was a lot of fun, but it just takes a little time to shoot dog scenes.
Well, hello.
Do you think I'm ridiculous? Throwing a party for my dog?
No. I went to a doggy wedding last weekend, and it was, like, surprisingly emotional.
Maybe it's because dogs are the most adorable creatures on the planet.
Her little face looks so angry and happy at the same time. Listen to me, baby, that's all you got.
Whatever it is, dogs mean the world to us.
I want to help you find your dog. Hop on.
Are you out of your mind?
I mean, they're dogs, so you can't help but love them.
This is not our dog.
This is our dog. This dog has made us a family.
Every spot that you've sniffed on this entire walk is the same. Just pee anywhere!
Dogs open their hearts to us, to love and to be loved. And I find that beautiful.
Dog Days is in American theaters today. And when we come back, our friends at Plugged In will bring us a family-friendly look at another film coming out this weekend. Stay with us. The weekend is here, and as we mentioned, our friends at Plugged In Online have a family-friendly review of a new movie coming out today. It's called The Meg. Take a look.
What's that?
In the movie The Meg, scientists at an ultra-modern underwater research facility go searching for hidden away secrets of the Pacific Ocean. They find a passageway to new depths at the bottom of the Mariana Trench and discover an ecosystem filled with species that have never been seen before. However, they also find something big and dark and angry. In fact, it's 75 feet of dark and angry.
How big is that thing?
It was the largest shark that ever existed.
Thought to have been extinct over 2 million years. Wrong.
This gigantic beastie leaves 3 researchers trapped in a battered submersible in the deepest waters ever explored. With time running out, the scientists recruit an expert deep-sea rescue diver named Jonas Taylor. It's up to this heroic guy to save the crew and the ocean itself from an unstoppable prehistoric threat known as the Megalodon shark.
It's Megalodon. He's kidding, right?
This high-action fishtail is, for all intents and purposes, the movie Jaws on CGI steroids. It's packed with heroic choices and over-the-top battle-the-monster exploits. This isn't the most family-friendly pick you're apt to see. When a creature with a mouth the size of Eisenhower Tunnel gobbles scores of vacationers and snaps at the hero's feet, things can get very scary and very intense. So I'll give the Meg 2.5 devoured whales out of 5 for family friendliness. For more on the film, be sure to check out PluggedIn.com. Plugging you into the movies, I'm Bob Olszewski for Focus on the Family's Plugged In Movie Review.
Thanks for joining us for CBN NewsWatch. Have a great day.